Europe, chances are that you are using the euro most of the time. The single currency has come a long way from being a dream project not many believed in to the early discussions on an economic and monetary union in the 1960s until now being the currency of 340 million Europeans and further 175 million people worldwide. But what do you know about the euro? I'm Sasha Vakulina and we are starting a new season of Real Economy with the first episode on the euro turning 20 years.
The euro started its journey when 11 countries fixed their exchange rates and monetary policy was passed to the European Central Bank. 3 years later, euro coins and notes came into circulation. Over the years, 8 more countries joined the club. The euro's second decade was largely overshadowed by the crisis. 5 eurozone countries had to seek help amid increased speculation some might leave the euro. Emergency measures were introduced, including the European Stability Mechanism. And the need for a banking union emerged in order to prevent a repeat of the crisis in the future, when 7 remaining EU states are required to join the euro area once they meet the convergence criteria.
So what are the convergence criteria? These are specific economic indicators or conditions set by the Maastricht Treaty in 1991. Guillaume Desjardins went to Bulgaria to see how the country has been edging closer to joining the euro area. Last summer, Bulgaria has taken 2 major steps towards joining the eurozone. The country agreed to join the exchange rate mechanism, also known as ERM2, as well as the European Banking Union. Bulgarian public finances are sound, but some reforms still need to be undertaken before it can join the club.
Bulgaria's adhesion to the exchange rate mechanism and banking union should be both effective by the end of the year, followed by a mandatory 2-year minimum waiting period before Bulgarians can abandon their levs for euros. But in the end, levs, euros, what does it change?
It will increase the confidence. It will most probably lead to increasing the ratings of the banks, in this way giving them access to cheaper financing. Of course, the fact that the European Central Bank will be supervising the largest systemic important banks on top of the Bulgarian regulator will create also more confidence in the public and in the counterparties of the banks.
Bulgaria ranks 4th among the 28 regarding their trust in the EU. However, a growing impatience, as well as a fear of hyperinflation, which the country suffered from about 20 years ago, has made Bulgarians a little more hot and cold when it comes to the single currency. They are now barely 51% in favour of leaving the lev and adopting the euro, and even 47% believe the new currency will hurt the Bulgarian economy.
That contrasts with figures across the eurozone, where 3 and 4 declare being happy with their currency.
This is a result of the bad experience of our neighboring countries like Greece, Spain, like Portugal, now the difficulties in Italy, and this makes Bulgarian society more suspicious.
Joining the eurozone would help exports, and Bulgarians already are using the euro when abroad, or even in their own country, but they are concerned over the potential abuse of price setting during the changeover.
Most of our members concern that when we adopt the euro, prices will increase sharply, but in the same time wages will be at the same level. But I think this not is the case. Our inflation is stable, our fiscal stability is stable, our banking sector is stable. There's no economic obstacles.
To talk about the past and the next 20 years of the single currency, we headed to the European Parliament in Strasbourg to meet Mário Centeno, Portugal's finance minister, who has been president of the Eurogroup for 1 year now. Joining me now on Real Economy on Euronews is the Eurogroup President, Mario Centeno. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
How important has the euro been for the European integration process?
It is much more than a currency. It is a part of the identity of Europe today. It brought us stability in our currencies. It brought growth in the last 5 years. It is a very important part of this project.
On one hand, we can say that euro is already 20 years old. On the other hand, we can say it's just 20 years old.
As a currency, it is still a toddler. I mean, 20 years, it's a very short period of time for an institution as important as the euro. As most things that are man-made, we made it initially with some drawbacks and flaws, but through the crisis, we were able to strengthen it quite a lot. We are today facing the cyclical fluctuations of our economies with a much stronger currency.
Let's go a little bit more in the reforms agenda. What do you see as the most urgent changes and reforms when it comes to the stability and the prosperity of the euro?
There are two main reforms and an ongoing process that cannot stop. The two reforms are the Eurozone budget and the European Deposit Insurance System, which is the third pillar of the banking union. And there's one thing that we cannot stop, which is the risk reduction process. Countries in the Eurozone today have a much lower risk in their banking sectors, in their financial sectors, and also in terms of the budgetary position of our member states.
We are now marking the 20th anniversary of the euro. Let's look 20 years ahead from now.
Well,
the next 20 years of the euro.
I will see a much more mature currency area with stronger institutions, further integration.
And we have asked you to bring a real object to talk about the euro on the 20th anniversary. What is that?
It is a rugby ball. It is not easy to handle, pretty much as the euro, but the euro as a rugby team must advance in a block with fair play, and all players count. It's very hard to play in rugby with one player less in the pitch.
Thank you so much for this interview. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.